So I want to officially welcome you guys to today's Mastermind call. I'm really excited about today's topic, but before we get into today's topic, I want to make sure you guys are aware we are pushing pretty hard this week. Carl's Surge, pop-up Surge. Hopefully you guys have seen the ads on Facebook for that. On the region page, on the champs page, on Carl's, on Jeff's, on the wall, and whatever you're a part of. Carl is going to be doing this, I have like 25 half-hour long. I mean, it's going to be a nice long surge, and he's going to do it posted at 3 a.m. Pacific time. So it's 5 a.m. in the Northeast because he wants, as people are waking up, he wants that to be the top thing on their newsfeed. He wants this to be the thing that everybody is watching. And he said, everybody, which is fascinating with over 450,000 coaches, most everybody can be linked to a 5-star within 3 generations, and that is phenomenal. And so he's thinking, if we can get this pushed out, if we can get you guys sharing the surge, posting it, doing whatever you can, comment on it, if we can get this out, business will really, really start picking up. And so we're really excited for him. So please be aware of that for Thursday. And it is the end of the month, about that time. For May to wrap up. So any last pushes with that? Let's get your coaches on board with that, and let's take this to June with a lot of force, a lot of fire, and let's start somewhere off with a bang. So, with all that said, Laura has graciously accepted the topic today, and once again, just a reminder: if there's anybody new here, take notes during this call. If you hear something that you want to try this week or something that interests you, write it down, and then we're going to post it on our Facebook page so everybody can see what we're doing. I'll follow up with you again, kind of like I did this morning. Thank you for those who responded to that. And make it something that is going to push you and going to make you grow. And then please participate in conversation. If you have questions, pipe up, or if you have comments, pipe up as well. And let's make this a killer call. So, Laura, with that, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. And Sharice, I believe, is going to hop in. I'll kind of give her the cue to do that. She's going to focus her talk and on audiences and using the Power Editor, which I know we all can use a little bit more to our advantage in our business. So I'm going to share my screen. Some of you have heard me speak on this topic before. So I've changed a few things and added a few things, so hopefully that will be helpful to you. So we run our business on social media, and Facebook is one of those opportunities for us. And I know we all use our personal page, and I know we all have, at this level, a business page that we're running. And if you're not, get one. So Facebook like pages and ads. I'm going to primarily talk about ads and what those are for a business. So your like page is your business page, and ads are our opportunity to reach our target customers or coaches however we want to, be adding value or growing our, cold market network. So how do we do that? We can reach our customers with, like I said, just adding value, whether that's a recipe or a video on how to make a sushi roll or your favorite avocado mousse. People want to know that. And it's an opportunity for us to share our story and just to put ourselves out there in a way that will impact people. And in doing that, using an ad, you have the opportunity to add people, as likes to your page or followers, or, eventually turn those people into leads or customers or coaches. So you just want to make sure your ads are speaking to, those people that you want to reach and to the things that you're passionate about. And then the newest thing I've been implementing, and I'm sure you all are as well, is live video. And you can use that on your personal page and then especially on your business page to, extend your reach in a more personal way than a sponsored ad could do. Absolutely, an ad with a video is fantastic, but if you can pop up with a live video when you have a following who, wants to see your latest and greatest invention in the kitchen, or your workout, or an invitation to your challenge group or a coach sneak peek, that's going to have a far greater impact than a $3 sponsored ad over 10 days or something. So make sure you're comfortable using that feature. for sure. So how do the ads work? Basically, Facebook has set up the structure for making sure we're addressing how we want our ads to run and benefit our business. So you have the option to, boost a post to get more likes on your page, or to boost a video to get more followers, to drive people to a website. All of those options are there when you go into create an ad. Your ad set is the next level after you've chosen what campaign you want to address. Like most of the time I click boost my likes on my page. So my ad set, I'm going to choose people who I want to be followers on my like page, or to be people who I want to work with. I don't necessarily want to drive them to my website. I want them to interact with me more first. So my ad set will direct people to an action through whatever the campaign is. Whether it's a call to action post for a coach sneak peek, there's going to be a selected target and a specific call to action for those people to join a Facebook group, or to click on a form and get to know me more and share themselves more with me. And then your ad after that is going to be your place where you can specifically target your call to actions, or the leads that you want to generate. They're kind of the same thing, but just who you're targeting is really the difference there. Making an ad. This is kind of simple and basic, but I think there's times when I'm like, oh crap, my text is too big, or it would have been better if I had a different picture. So the first question you really want to make sure you're asking is, what do you want your ad to do? And that goes all the way back through to where you start your campaign. Do you want page likes? Do you want to drive people to your website? You really want to know what you want the outcome to be before you even sit down and start to come up with a creative for it. And then you'll go in and you say, well, what do I want it to say? How do I want my words to impact people? What's going to catch their attention? And then after you have your text, you can make a flashy image. Not every ad needs to have a picture. If you want it to be something that you can put on Instagram, it needs to have a picture. And then you want to choose your audience, who you want the specific ad to speak to. And then you want to know how much it's worth for you per click or per the campaign to spend on it. What's the ultimate end goal? Do you want to spend $100 and have, 50 people submit a form? That's probably worth it, because that's 50 people you don't have any information on yet, that you'll have an email and complete, bio on their health and goals. So you just want to know how much it's worth to you. If it's a recipe you're sharing, that might be worth, $5, $10, $15 for the weekend if it's a holiday recipe that you think a lot of people will like. So, and they'll probably like your page too. You just want to know what it's worth. And then once you've created an ad, I'm always doing this. You can adjust everything once you've made it. You can cancel it, you can start over, or you can just take one and just tweak the audience. And when you're, having it go through, because you don't have to have a campaign running 24/7. If you have, like my target audience is typically college students, they're not awake, until 9 or 10 in the morning, and they're probably up until 1 o'clock in the morning or later. So you want to make sure you're adjusting those parameters as well, so your money is being spent wisely. So an example of a basic post, my goal is to add value to people. I think we ask a lot of people for information and to join our groups and things like that. So I'm all about adding value. And so this is just something I put together, but it's not necessarily free, because I get their email or their contact information out of it, because I use a lead page for it, lead digits, if you will. So I get their contact information, and they're available to me for a newsletter or, reaching out in the future. But they get a free meal plan out of it, and, nothing to lose really. So again, you just want to make sure your picture's high quality, eye-catching, they know what it is, and that the text-image ratio is on point. Again, once you've created an ad, my goal is to find the best option. So I'll make multiple versions of the same ad and run it for 24 hours. and see which version of the same post with a different picture reaching the same audience is going to get me the best traction. So I have 3 examples here. Right now, I'll show you the picture so you can just kind of see. But the picture does make a difference. And your cost per click will be indicative of, how many people you've reached and how much it's worth. So I'm not going to spend 23 cents per click when I can get it for 3 cents per click, right? And I'll just show you quickly, this will just bring up the links, the reach that I was getting for that cost. These are old ones. But again, it has, it's just a coaching opportunity. I have a landing page, so I'm asking them to go somewhere and give me information. So this one reached just under 1,000 people, and I was, 23 cents per click. 23 cents in reality isn't terrible. You would definitely like to keep it under 20 cents per click. And then this was option B. Again, the same exact post, just a different picture. All of these went up on, all 4 of the Facebook categories and then on Instagram. This one didn't have a great reach as far as people, but cost per click was great. It was 3 cents. And then option C, again, same post, same everything, but it had this picture, and I got almost 8,000 people reached, and it was 3 cents per click. So this is the one that I moved forward with after my 24-hour test. I think it was probably $5 I spent on each of these ad sets. And then I went forward with that one for my next, coaching sneak peek or something. And then just keep testing. I have a science background, so I'm always tweaking things and testing things out. So the algorithms, as we know on Facebook, are always changing. I suggest, making sure you're up to date with those and how they change and when they change. But posted versus unpublished ads right now, I believe posted ads are getting more traction than your unpublished ads. So if you wanted to try out the same ad posted versus unpublished, say I had those 3 and I picked the last option C, I could post that posted and unpublished for $5 for 24 hours and then see which one's getting more traction. It's going to reach the same audience, but Facebook's going to favor one of them over the other ultimately. So that's one way you can continually reach more people and just, have the slight edge. And then once you have your target ad, either, going all the way through this process, or even if you're not quite ready to do posted versus unpublished, you can change your audiences with, similar audiences, the lookalike audiences, and just see who is actually going to be interacting the most with what you're asking. So, and I think from there, Charisse, I think it's a good segue into the Power Editor and audiences. So.
Okay, sure. I see that Tracy has a question first. You want to answer?
Sorry. Yeah, so when you go to, let me see if I can hop back in. So say I'm on my Facebook page, Tracy. Hold on, that's not working. Share screen would help first. There we go. So if I'm on my Facebook like page, and I wanted to post, fitness is my business or whatever, and I would post that here, I would publish it, I would put the whole text in, I would add the photo, and I would, hit publish. And once that's published, it gives you that opportunity, that little blue box, to boost it. That would be your published ad. Now, if you went to your ads manager, or Charisse maybe can show you with the Power Editor, it's basically the same thing. The unpublished ad option comes up here where you can create an ad. And then when you type in the same text and the same picture, it gives you the option at the bottom first to save as an unpublished post. And that's where you can, so you could put up, 6 sponsored ads tonight, but only the people you're targeting will see it. So I'll just do this as an example. So I had just done this earlier. So only the people that you target in those sponsored ads will see it, and you won't get 6 sponsored ads showing up immediately on your like page as like spam to your followers, right? So this is reaching beyond your followers versus posting to your followers and then boosting to your target audience. So it's just one way to put out more calls to action without filling up your, the value spots that you have on your like page. Does that make sense? I can't see the chat when I'm on sharing screen.
She said thanks.
Okay. Thanks. Awesome. So I'll just stop this sharing.
All right, so I'm gonna talk specifically about how to use the Facebook Audience Insights tool and how to use Power Editor. Are you guys using those tools currently? Yes, no, a little bit? Yes, okay. So you need Google Chrome to access those. You can't just use them in any browser, so make sure that you have Google Chrome. And I am going to pull up Audience Insights first. Let's see. All right, so this is Audience Insights, and I can copy and paste the link into our Facebook group after if you don't have this link already. But basically, it's going to come up like this, and this is the place where you can create the audiences that you are going to use for all of your campaigns. And what I'm going to focus on, because we could talk about Facebook ads for hours, I'm going to focus specifically on creating a campaign to get likes to your page. Because the way I was taught, basically, if you're driving the right people to your page and you're building the audience of your page, then you shouldn't have to boost a lot of posts if you have the right people coming there and interacting and having traction on the page. So I always make sure to have an ad, even if it's for $1 a day, to have people coming to my page to like it. So this box pops up first, and you click everyone on Facebook. And then starting with the location here on the left, you can do either the United States or Canada, and you should not mix them because Facebook's algorithm doesn't work well when you mix the locations. So pick one or the other. So we have United States here, and then start with the basic, most popular audience of who would be interested in Beachbody. So 25 to 44 is kind of the magic age range, and then women. And then the way to find what the best creative is for drawing likes to your page is to basically do a litmus test with the Beachbody audience. So starting with interest, you want to pick maybe 2 interests that are Beachbody related things that people would follow. So you could do something like Shaun T, and you'll see Shaun T does come up here. Not everything comes up. Like I think 21 Day Fix, certain things you would expect doesn't come up. But so there's Shaun T. And then going over here, you could see that gives us 600 to 700,000 monthly active people. So for your audience, the sweet spot for the campaigns is that you want it to be between 500,000 and 1 million. It's kind of counterintuitive. You don't want as many millions of people as possible seeing your ad. Then it gets drowned out and you don't have focused attention. So you want to watch this number and keep it between 500 and 1 million. So you could have Shaun T and then put in like Turbo Fire. Or you can pick 2 things that really represent who you are, right? And then that gives you 700 to 800,000. So that's a great audience to be a Beachbody litmus test to test your creative. So from there, you could click Save, or you could click Save As and go from there. And once the audience is created, anytime that you are in your Ads Manager or your Power Editor, what it will do is when you click the little audience button, it will have any of these audiences that you've created here in the little pull-down menu. So you make them here first. And then after you find your winning creative with the Beachbody Litmus Test group, then that's when you come back to the Audience Insights tool and you start finding your niche. And that's when you start finding your avatar. And that's when you start like digging in and creating audiences that represent who you are and who you want to bring to your page. But you don't want to waste your time and money on all of those audiences, because as Alora was saying, you're going to split test, right? So you want to split test first within the litmus test, and then split test later within the new audiences you create to see which audience resonates best for you. So did anyone have any questions just based on that? I'm just going to check the chat box. I can't really see the chat box right now.
That's okay. Tracy, your look is just, you're screaming. You have questions. I know you have questions. Pipe up.
Okay, so I'm trying to absorb it all first before I start firing away with questions, but just to make sure that I'm following along, and maybe this will answer questions for everyone else on the call. Mm-hmm. So you're basically saying you go into here first and you're doing a litmus test just based on 2 Beachbody interests to make sure that we're actually getting feedback on this audience, or I guess I'm confused on what this test is for in the first place.
It's for you to test your creative that you are going to make to have a winning ad campaign that you could just keep running, to constantly have page likes come in for your like page at a price that is worth spending, basically.
So this is just to draw people to the page, and then when we're running separate ads, that's when we're doing it with whatever our niche or our avatar is.
Exactly, and you can do that. You can create tons of different audiences here, but I'm just showing you how to kind of start, because this is the way I was taught to find the best creative, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Where you start trying it with your avatar type audiences.
Okay, and when you're looking for likes to come to the page, we're aiming for $1 a day. That would be
I'm going to get to that, but we would be aiming for 15 cents per like, ideally.
Okay.
10 cents is amazing if you can get to it. I personally can't get down to 10 cents. I kind of hover more in like the 13 to 15 cent range, but that's a really good thing to shoot for. So I'm going to show you Power Editor, because I know we don't have a lot of time, but we can always do another call on this stuff if people want to. So this is Power Editor, and again, I can post the link if you haven't used Power Editor before, and again, you have to have Google Chrome here. But this is how you start to create an ad for likes. You go to Create Campaign here on the left, and this comes up, and you can call it, whatever you want to call it, like test for likes. You leave the buying type as auction, and then for the objective, you go to page likes. Then you click choose an ad set, like Alora explains, and this can also be called test for likes. Then you choose your page, and you go to create. So this is over here on the right, this is what comes up for creating the campaign. So this is just saying that we are going to try and get likes for our like page. And then if we select what's already highlighted, the thing that we created here, that will drive you down to your ad set. So this is now the ad set level. You'll see that, of course, they have the daily budget already set as $25, but we're not going to spend $25. We're going to spend $3. So $3 is an ideal number for whatever reason. This is the magic number I was taught to test creative for bringing likes to your page, or for almost any campaign for that matter. Now, this is the audience area right here. And if you click this little pull down menu, you'll see all of the audiences that you created in your audience insights. So my basic Beachbody audience is the Shanti and TurboFire one for our litmus test. And that's 720,000 people in the United States, female, age 25 to 44. The next thing is placement. The desktop right column is almost never worth using for almost any campaign. I haven't heard of it being something that's productive. So unclick that. For likes specifically, mobile newsfeed is the way to get the most bang for your buck. So you'll leave just mobile newsfeed checked. And then down here, you don't have to do anything. So now you've created a campaign, you've created an ad set, and now you have to create an ad. And that's this level here. So this is checked already. So I'm going to go back up here and I'm going to select create an ad. It takes me back to this screen and I will say image 1. And then here is where you can put in your text. So you can say something like my page for fitness tips, motivation, sorry, my keyboard is messed up, nutrition, whatever you want to say here. I'm not really going to run this right now. And then select image. Now, I was taught to have 5 to 6 images for your split testing and to have about 10 videos that you want to start with. And videos by far do better for getting likes for your page. That's not the case with all campaigns that you might run, but videos do better for this specifically. So let's just say you have video here and you want to always hold your phone horizontal because horizontal fills the space for these, just as a little tip. And you can use a free app on your phone like iMovie. If you don't have a Mac, I don't have a Mac computer, so I just use the free iMovie app and I create all of my videos for ads there. And it's really self-explanatory. There's royalty-free music that you can use. You can speed it up, slow it down, mesh different video clips together. It's super simple, and it's really the best way. So like after I do a workout, like I've taken a few video clips of myself. I pop on iMovie when I'm like, doing something like sitting in the car as a passenger. That's when I make my little video montages, and that's what I use for these campaigns. So I'm going to go to select video just so you can see what it looks like here. And I'll show you, like these are all different ones, but I could select this one, ones that I've used before. And then you can even see there's the video thumbnails here. Whichever one shows your face the most and shows your face looking at it at the screen or at the camera typically is what does the best. So I'll select the one with my face. And that's really it. So I've created that. But now since I want to do a split test and see which creative, because when you're doing a split test, you don't want to change a lot of factors. You want to change one factor to see what's the winning thing. So I'm going to leave the text the same and try different videos to see which one would work the best. So I'm going to go back to the ad set level over here. Everything is here exactly as we just chose. It's all set. This little thing here that looks like a carbon copy, you see it says duplicate. You click that. You do create, keep the same campaign and create. And then a copy comes up. So now I'm here. And okay, Jessa, one sec. So then it brings up also a copy ad. So this one has the same exact thing that we created, but what I'm going to do is change the video. And so this time I'll select another video. And everything else is the same. I'll pick this stuff. Sorry, my daughter needs help in the bathroom, so I'm going to have to go in a second. But that's all set. And then you keep duplicating to create as many as possible. Jessa, don't worry. Sorry, Alora, can you just take over for one quick second because I got to go help my daughter in the bathroom. Be right back. What's wrong, Jessa?
So I guess I can start with questions. I think she was just going to show you the other way to do a split test here and at the granular level. So you guys have questions at all on that? This approach was new for me because I do mine individually and I don't duplicate them. Now I know how to make my time more useful. So that was new for me.
So we're just duplicating ads so that we can see which video clip actually is going to get the most hits on your ad, and then you cancel out all the other ones. Is that what you do?
Yeah.
Yes. So when you actually kill an ad, you go to your ads manager, which Alora showed you before, and you're watching it. So you have it for $3, and in about 24 hours or so, you're going to look at the reach. And when the reach has hit 200, you see where the cost per like is. And if the cost per like is around 15 cents or so, then you know you have something to work with. But like some of them will show up as like, you know, $1.20 per like or 86 cents per like. And so you know this is not winning creative. I'm going to kill this ad. So within the ads manager, you just click the little thing to move it from active to inactive, and that's it. And then you know it's done. So that $3 and 200 is kind of like the magic numbers for seeing if you want to kill or keep an ad. And then let's say you get something that's around 15 cents or so, and you want to see if you can make it even better. That's when you can start then split testing the copy. So you found a winning image or you found a winning video, then you go in and you do the same process and you start playing around with the copy. And then once you have the best thing there, then that's when you start going back to your audience insights tool, creating, you know, your avatar audience and seeing how it goes there. And usually it will not do as well in your avatar audience as it did in Beachbody, but then you start working with it within that audience to try and get it down a little. But when it's okay to pay a little more, I think when you're getting exactly who you want to come to your page, I feel okay with that.
Cool. Well, gosh dang it, guys, we're running low on time. Any last burning questions before we finish up here?
So where'd you learn all this?
I did the Jesse Reagan training, which I highly recommend. A lot of people have done that training with success. I started it in January, and the thing is, once you're in it for the long haul. So now it's another class, but I'm still in the groups and they keep updating the information. So there's just kind of like continuous help, which is really awesome.
Cool. All right. Well, by golly, I'm so glad I recorded this. There was a lot of information shared. Charisse, Alora, that was awesome. So obviously a lot to digest here. Hopefully you guys took notes on things that you're fairly unfamiliar with, would like to learn more about. Take that, watch this training again, and then I want you guys to go to our Facebook page, write down what you're going to be working on this week in regards to Facebook ads, Facebook likes, setting up the right ads, changing different pictures, text, however we just learned. Alora, Sharif, really, really well done. I feel like we got Jesse Reagan's information without having to pay, which is great. I'm glad you guys shared that with us. So thanks for being on this call, everybody. Great job. Thanks for stepping up to the plate, and we will see you guys next week. Thanks.
Thank you.